Hello, welcome to my channel, and hello for everyone who is returning. Today we're going to be reacting to the RWBY Red trailer. Now, if you've been on the internet long enough, you know exactly what this is. I've been on the internet a good amount of time. I did grow up with it, but I will admit there are a lot of things that I just missed out on. So, what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna watch this trailer. This thing has like 17 million views, and this came out about 11 years ago. Now, that is an impressive number of views. So, what do you think happens in this trailer that has captured so many people? Well, let's find out. Rooster Teeth presents. I know this is 3D animation. I'm not too experienced in that realm, but I am very interested in it. Not quite a new series. I love the petals flying everywhere. I'm gonna try not to pause too much and then we'll go back and talk about it. This is beautiful. It's a grave, right? I love the long cloak. It's such a brightly colored red. Such a good contrast against the snow. And then you got you get some wonky looking wolves here. Quite shadowy. Let's go! Now the music picks up. Now the action comes in. Let's fucking go. And it's a scythe. That wolf had like 5 whole seconds to do something, but bro was too flabbergasted. Oh my goodness. Using the momentum of the bullet? That's amazing. Since the weapon is that big compared to her size, she can use it as like a physical body while she's attacking. It's like an extension of herself. It's not just a thing she holds to fight. It's I suppose it like integrates itself into her movement. Like that. She's just jumping around using the bullets as like extra jumps or momentum. Where are all these wolves coming from? Special bullets. And she's zooming. She's zooming real fast. Goodness. This is so fucking cool, isn't it? It'd be so cool to have like a fighting, like an action game hack and slash with this. My goodness. Ah! Annotations. Is that annotations? Not sure. Coming 2013. It's wonderful, wonderful. Alright, let's rewind back and let's talk about it. For those who wanted to see my reaction, there you go. You can click off now. I know y'all don't, you don't want to stay for the analysis anyway. Okay, so we open up with a shot of the moon, as a lot of things do. A lot of things do. It's a nice establishing shot. We know that we're outside. We know that it's at nighttime. Yeah, and then the petals start coming across. There's also the music. Okay, we won't bother with the music just yet. We're trying to look at the animation. Very beautiful. This is also beautiful. It's not just the visual of this lone figure standing in front of a grave, in front of a full moon. That is striking. It's also the fact that the petals are flowing from her cloak. And also, the cloak is impossibly long here. Like, the cloak isn't actually this long. When you look at it in other shots, it's not this long. But for dramatic effect, it has been elongated for it to be able to create a much more a much more solid silhouette. The fact that her design is quite simple as well. In this case, with the cloak on, a lot of her is covered in this really bright red. The rest of her clothes are black, even though they are lined with some white and some red and grays. It serves as a really nice contrast. Get a different angle here. And this time you can't even see her face anymore. She's just this cloaked figure. He walks away, hood down. I cannot read that. The resolution is really bad. We are on 720p. I don't know. Now this. She's in the middle ground, slowly walking through this forest. It is snowing. It is snowing, which means that her really bright red hood is easily contrasted against all this. And the reason this matters is because from the beginning, we have, like, from the beginning scene of standing in front of the grave, we already have this image of a very strange person highlighted by like the environment is either black and night or black like the trees or white like the snow, white like the moon, and then just a dash of red in there. And also, this paints a really interesting narrative where no words are spoken, but we know that there's some sort of story here. There's this lone traveler visiting a grave in the middle of the night, in the middle of winter. The trees are dead. The song is somber. We don't get to see the face or the eyes. This person is grieving. And she comes out in a clearing here. Looks around. And then we see her surrounded by bees. She's in the center of the shot, and we track around her to see a nice wide angle. Oh, and that's not the right word, but get a nice almost 360 view so you can see the threat. You can see these wolves. They look very plain and basic, but honestly it works. They're like shadow creatures, shadow wolves. I love the fact that their eyes and teeth are red. Usually teeth are white, but to really accentuate, like maybe budgeting issues or whatever, but when everything else is black, having the white in there might diminish it, especially because the snow is everywhere. If you have white or silver as their teeth or eyes, it'll diminish from the effect. Just like the character walking around as just this blob of red, these guys also have red on them. Instead of using the monochromatic colors that we're seeing so far in everything else in the shots, we are using this bright red as a way to distinguish individuals from the background. I can't get over the stock wolf sound effect. But okay. They also look kind of funny jumping here. Look at this one in particular. Okay, what point is they're jumping in. This is cool. This is most definitely nothing is in here behind the scenes, the animators or whoever did this set this up just a cloak there, and then it unfurls and disappears in petals as they sort of come here. All the wolves, yeah, look, those wolves just start tumbling and falling. That's fun. Well, that's nice. They're looking around. They look up. It's the moon again, which is nice. And then she's unmasked, unhooded, and she's like beautiful again, a silhouette against the moon. And then spins around. Hold on. The motion that she disappears in is diagonally upwards. And so we see her twirling. Okay. Um, just a nitpick. Look at this. So she disappears. And look at this. She's rotating towards her left. Or in other words, anti-clockwise. She's turning anti-clockwise in her rotation here. Presumably she jumped up in the air, in some way vanished, somehow teleported, whatever. But now she's starting to fall counterclockwise. You see it here. She's even facing this direction towards the camera in the direction that she's twirling in. And then she reaches for a weapon and then somehow reorients herself mid-flight, mid-fall by spinning clockwise to unfurl the weapon. And it kind of broke up that momentum a little bit. Because this is a slow motion. When she first jumped up, it is slow motion. I feel like it would be more impactful if she continued in her counterclockwise rotation and then pulled out the gun or scythe, gun scythe, whatever. So she pulls it out anyway. And this is an amazing pose. This right here is a brilliant pose. If you watched my tier list for Honkai Star Rail Ultimates, you will know that keeping the momentum and having a good pose is part of what makes a good ultimate. And so while the momentum thing isn't completely there, this pose sort of makes up for it. It's got some foreshortening here on the gun to really emphasize how big the shot's going to be, the impact's going to be. Right, she's smaller in the frame here. And then it pops off, white flash, and we zoom out a little bit. Right, sort of slightly trailing the shot here, and it just hits, right? And what brilliant thing about this, look at the trajectory of this shot. Okay, it's going diagonally down to the bottom right corner of the screen. Right, not quite, just above, right? So towards the right side of the screen. It fires. We're going down. Look at this. The wolf is looking at exactly where the gun was here. So presumably, if you can see my cursor, the bullet will trail across the screen diagonally here because it tracks. She fired it in this direction. The camera tracked that way. The wolf's looking this way. And then the impact here, we don't actually get to see the bullet, but the impact is here. We were focusing on the gun here, and then it was a very quick cut to this scene, right where the gun used to be. And then boom, look at this. This line here, it follows. Let's look at that. Takes the gun out, fires, and it tracks. That is a brilliant scene change. That scene cut. I mean, technically, it's not a scene; it's just a cut. I continuing my not knowing terminology. Yay! I just think that's really good cinematography. And now they're coming. She reloads, is right in her face, but she jumps over and shoots it. And then we cut to her, a twirling in the air. She comes in, reloading again. God, these bullets are so strong. Look at it. And she rolls, she combat rolls, reloads again. She's very quick to reload, right in all their faces. You would assume this is a long range weapon, but no, it's like a shotgun. Look at that, look at that. Okay, she shoots, and the momentum sends her flying backwards, in which she tumbles, and then reorients herself by taking out this weapon. Oh man, all these moving parts, that's... to see it. How does it open? Okay, it extends towards the back. And then... and the front too. And then it unfurls. Got the blades as well. That's nice. Oh, you feel that. You feel it just swing down on it. It's heavy. Look at that. It's quite heavy. I mean, it would make sense. This thing is pretty much half her size. Maybe even more. Is it as tall as her? Yeah, it's taller than her. Yeah. Longer. Wolf comes in for a bite. All she does is smile. Shoot. Pull the trigger. Oh. Wait. Pulls the trigger, simultaneously shooting it while slicing it. I'm not sure if there was a momentum there. But still, she does it. Explodes in not blood, but petals or blood petals. No, I don't know what the hell these creatures are anyway, but this pose. Right, once again, this could be a manga panel. This could be a manga panel, or this could be a keyframe in an anime. Get a close-up of her. No, this is a better shot. No, this could be an alternative shot. Once again against the moon. See the sliced body, her dynamic pose, and just how fucking long the scythe is. And it starts disappearing, and things start amping up. She's reloading it. We see the bullet shell come out. She swings it, digs it into the ground, and then it starts fucking firing. That's really cool. I don't know what else to say. Just snipe him. This. Wolf comes in, slashes at her. She jumps up, shoots, and then she digs the scythe into the ground to make sure that she doesn't slide too far away. But because inertia exists, while the scythe may be dug into the ground, stopping its momentum, this character still has all of that momentum going against her, which means that if she lets go of this scythe, she's going to start flying. So what does she do instead? She counteracts that momentum by flipping over and then digs it into the snow more, a diagonal pattern. And she's watching, and it's a bit like a pedestal. And now she's doing acrobatics on the pole, on the handle. He fires, and she goes fucking flying and twirling, and then she goes back and kicks, and then no breaks. Something comes in. She starts slashing it, kicking it. She's getting attacked on two sides. She twirls. Oh, this is nice. Look at all these arcs. They're beautiful. They're clean arcs. She's not even spinning that many times technically, but because the effects, oh, this is so good. The camera shake, you really sell the power of it. And then this, the absolute reach of this weapon, because it's like, it's longer than her entire body. She can just throw this out, regardless of how heavy it is technically, but she could just throw this out like a proper scythe, like a hook. And then she fucking yanks it. Look at that. It's so fucking cool. I'm saying, looks like the wolf at the back forgot that it was also a gun. It's not just a scythe. That punch through. She does a bit of a cartwheel. It's smacks into the other wolf. It's somersaults. Oh my goodness, there's so much. There's so much. Oh, this is so. Oh my god, this is so detailed. Slash holds it behind her back like this, so she can swing with the momentum of her entire with the force of her entire body. Does a bit of a roll underneath, jumps on top of this thing's head. Boom, fires it, decapitates because of the momentum. It pulled the blade into its neck. She flies up in the air. She's assessing the situation from a higher vantage point. The wolf fucking comes up. She shoots down or shoots upwards so that she goes down fast. Okay, absolutely slashes on this. The zoom in, slow down as she leaps off of the corpse of the body that she just marked. Does a bit of a boost, slashes again, and finally lands on the ground. That sequence is so masterful. Oh my goodness. So many left. What even are these? What even are these bullets? Like more accurate bullets? More like what is it? She activated some sort of power. I don't know. Like it's zooming now. This is way too fast. She's zooming. Look at that. The sights turned into more of like a. It's more like yeah. It's on one side now. It reminds me a bit of a halberd. And fucking change your sides. Oh my god. Comes in, slashes, twirls. Oh my god, she just look. Because she's coming in vertical, right? But she's moving fast. So as soon as she starts twirling, she starts going diagonal. And the more she starts twirling, the centrifugal gravity starts fucking coming in. And she starts twirling entirely horizontal. And she's just a wheel of death. And she's coming in right to the camera. These wolves are so dead. This is nice too, right? We track her as she's going along, and as she spins closer and closer to the screen, we immediately cut to a further view, and we see her coming. But because we see her approaching the camera, who was keeping up with her at this point, we know that she is going really fast, faster than ever before. And so when we cut to the longer distance, we know automatically that she's coming. Just runs right through them. I wonder if she gets dizzy from this. Lands gracefully. Starts sliding. It's not over yet. And immediately starts getting to work. Oh my god. I love I love the fact that we get to see the limbs and bullet shells start flying in the air against the moon again. We we really like doing the whole silhouette against the moon thing. Not that I'm complaining, it looks good every time. Absolute massacre. Goes in for one final shot. Even does a pose at the end. Although I will say, okay, she drops down here. Scythe is like that. She lifts the scythe up. Let's sit down. That. Mm, okay. I thought the pose was weird, but I think the pose is fine. It's just the it's a bit stiff coming in. Yeah, it's a bit stiff. I think because the scythe is so big and it has so much mass, weight specifically, has so much weight. Um, as shown throughout this entire trailer, when she lands, this scythe should look heavier, but she's like sort of. It's too smooth. You see this? It's too smooth. It should be a bit more weight. When she carries it up, it's a little slower, and then as soon as it reaches over her head like this, it should start like really going down fast, and then it should like hit the ground. Yeah, this isn't touching the ground technically, but I feel like to really sell the pose and the weight, the the blade, whatever the blade of the scythe should thump hit the ground like that. But that's a small nitpick. We see the bullet shells start coming in from the sky. I think that's such a creative. Whoever worked on the cinematography of this is a genius. It's it's so good. It's so, it's so good. Ah, so yeah, this was the RWBY Red trailer, and I know there are a few more, but I saw the length of these videos, and I'm like, I have a slight suspicion that I'm gonna talk about like 3 minutes of content into like God knows how long. So I decided I was just gonna do this as a standalone. If you want to see me do more analysis of the future trailers and maybe even the series, do drop a comment below and tell me whether it's worth doing or not, whether you want to see this kind of thing, because this this was so beautifully and massively crafted and done that I am very keen on continuing. So I don't think it would take that much to convince me. Okay, and one last thing before I go. The next video is going to take a little longer to come out because it's scripted, but I hope that it's going to be enjoyable. As a slight hint, it's going to have to do with how to write a story for beginners. So if you're interested in that, then do look out for that because I am very interested to start talking about this kind of thing because if you didn't know, I do write, so I do have some experience here, and I am so excited to get that kind of thing started. Anyway, I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.